Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Who should Manchester United sign? Rafael Varane or Sergio Ramos? I'd say Rafael Varane because he's a lot younger than Sergio Ramos. Rafael Varane is 27 or 28 and Sergio Ramos is 35. Now, according to the Manchester Evening News, Manchester United have submitted a £50 million bid for Rafael Varane. Real Madrid have rejected this £50 million offer. Real Madrid are demanding £80 million for Varane. He has offers from the Premier League. Now, Mundo Deportivo said not so long ago that Real Madrid lowered their asking price for Rafael Varane. He says they will accept around £52 million. The other week it said that Manchester United offered Rafael Varane a salary that Real Madrid cannot match. It was €12 million a year, which equates to just over £10 million in pounds sterling. Varane has been refusing a contract at Real Madrid. Fabrizio Romano mentioned that not so long ago. Varane's current contract expires next year. I can assure he will leave Real Madrid. Despite Ramos, leaving. Not so long ago, Varane spoke out on his future. Man United have held talks with his representatives. Fabrizio Romano said towards the end of last season that Varane was the main name on our list, and we was waiting to see what happened with his situation at Real Madrid. Towards the end of last season, they rejected a £40 million bid. Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced, got a good pedigree as a player. He's won like 18 major honours at Real Madrid. He's been a long-serving player at Real Madrid. He's been with them over 10 years now. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. Real Madrid paid just €10 million for him from Lens back in 2011. We went in for Varane 10 years ago under the Sir Alex Ferguson era, and we was also prepared to sanction a £100 million move for him back in 2018. But Varane and Harry Maguire would complement each other very, very well in our back line. Now, reports from Spain said Sergio Ramos could secure a Man United transfer this summer. I think there's around 4 clubs that are in for Sergio Ramos. Real Madrid confirm Sergio Ramos will leave as a free agent after 16 years at the club. Sergio Ramos scored 101 goals in 671 appearances for Real Madrid in all competitions. He won 22 major trophies. Real Madrid paid €27 million for him from Sevilla back in 2005. He will officially leave Real Madrid on the 1st of July when his contract expires. Now I want to delve into some news on Kieran Trippier. So according to Sky Sports, Atletico Madrid want £43 million for Kieran Trippier. His release clause is around £35 million. Now recently, Manchester United made a second bid for Kieran Trippier in the region of £21.5 million. Football Insider said not so long ago that we had an opening offer of £10 million rejected for Kieran Trippier. Man United's low bid angered Atletico Madrid. Diego Simeone said he's got no intentions of letting Trippier leave in this summer transfer window. Kieran Trippier has already told his England teammates that he wants to join Manchester United. And he has been house hunting in Manchester recently, so reflecting on that, that's fueled speculation. The reason we want Kieran Trippier is because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been unhappy with Antoine Bissaka's attacking output. Bissaka is the only recognised senior right back at Man United at the moment. We need someone to come in to provide competition for him. Kieran Trippier has 2 years left on his current contract at Atletico. Atletico Madrid paid £20 million for him from Tottenham back in 2019. We was in for Kieran Trippier in the January transfer window, but then we culled our interest because Trippier got banned by FIFA for 8 weeks for breaching betting rules. Now Jadon Sancho is incoming. Man United continue negotiations with Borussia Dortmund over Sancho. All we've got to do now is come to an agreement on a fee. Dortmund are demanding £80 million. Borussia Dortmund believe Ed Woodward is willing to pay Jadon Sancho's £80 million asking price. It says Man United are around 11 million short for Jadon Sancho. Borussia Dortmund believe Jadon Sancho to Man United could be done by the end of this week. But yet it said Man United are closing in on the signing of Sancho. Fabrizio Romano said that Man United contacted Jadon Sancho's camp last weekend. And he says Man United and Borussia Dortmund are confident that a deal will happen for Sancho. And he said the other week that Man United reached an agreement with Jadon Sancho's camp. The personal terms have been agreed and we've offered Sancho a 5-year contract worth around £350,000 a week. That figure had made him the second highest paid player at Man United. We had an opening offer of £67 million for Jadon Sancho rejected by Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund have already made it clear that Sancho will remain at Dortmund if we've not matched their valuation for Sancho by the end of July. Dortmund have identified their replacement. They're looking at Daniel Malin from PSV. Recently said Liverpool could hijack our move. But Sancho to Man United this time around is going to happen because Dortmund have lowered their asking price from what they was demanding last summer. Because last summer Dortmund were demanding £108 million, and we was reluctant to meet that valuation. We was only willing to pay so much up front. But Sancho to Man United last summer was extremely close because the personal terms had been agreed, the agent fees had been agreed, and the contracts and that had been agreed. Dortmund set a deadline last year. They said we had until the 10th of August to sign the player. Missed out on that deadline, so Sancho remained at Dortmund. But there's always been something in Sancho to Man United because it's been stemming from reliable journalists. Fabrizio Romano spoken a lot about the Sancho saga, and so too was Christian Falk from Bild. Sancho's under contract with Dortmund until 2023. Dortmund paid just £7 million for him from Man City back in 2017. But Sancho will fit in our team perfectly. I think there's going to be a problem with Mason Greenwood, if Sancho comes in, because we actually do play Greenwood on the right and Sancho is predominantly a right winger. Cristiano Ronaldo, he could make a sensational return to Manchester United. There's actually been talks of a Cristiano Ronaldo and Paul Pogba swap deal. Now, reports from Italy said recently Manchester United offered Cristiano Ronaldo a 2-year contract worth £17 million a year, which equates to £330,000 per week. I think a lot of United fans would take Cristiano Ronaldo back despite him being the age of 36. Because he's regarded as one of the best players in the world. Solskjaer has already decided on his transfer targets. We're looking to get a striker in, we're looking to get a right winger in, we're looking to get a right back in, and we're looking to get a centre half in. Solskjaer's made it clear that he wants to make around 4 signings in this summer transfer window if Man United are to challenge for the Premier League title next season. I'm convinced we can challenge for the title next season, providing that we recruit well in this summer transfer window. And I'm expecting Solskjaer to get the players he wants to recommend him, because our board said just before the window opened that they will back Solskjaer with a new 3-year contract and summer signings, despite the Europa League final loss. Just before the window opened, it said that Solskjaer had been given a £150 million transfer budget to buy around 4 or 5 new players. But this summer transfer window is massive for Solskjaer, and I think he is aware of that. This is his 5th transfer window as permanent Manchester United manager. Who? The news obviously on Tom Heaton. He's our first signing of the summer. Fabrizio Romano confirmed yesterday that Tom Heaton completed his medical with Manchester United and he will sign a contract until 2023. There's also an option of a further year. We're seeing Tom Heaton as a replacement for Sergio Romero, because Sergio Romero recently got released. We used to have Tom Heaton before. We're obviously going to offload players in this summer transfer window, so in that aspect we'll generate money and it'll help us with our rebuilding process. Next season is going to be massive for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think he is aware of that. Next season is going to be his 3rd full season, because at the moment he's endured 2 full seasons. Next season, Solskjaer has got to exceed expectations if he is to remain Manchester United manager. I think he's got to win a trophy next season because Solskjaer has not yet won a trophy as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. I can assure Solskjaer is not the long-term manager for Man United. I think a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. But I think he does deserve next season. I'm expecting him to get sacked at some point next season. But if we do decide to sack him, who's going to come in to replace Solskjaer? I think we need someone in with a proven pedigree and someone who would suit the strappings of the club. Obviously, there has been Manchester United fans demanding Solskjaer out, especially with that loss against Villarreal in the Europa League final, but there was United fans that were Ollie out before that. But I presume there's still a lot of United fans that are Ollie in, and they believe that he needs more time at the club. Solskjaer has just under a year left on the current 3-year contract he signed in March 2019 when he got the job permanently. I think it's a mistake him getting this new 3-year contract because I can assure he won't see it out. I think what we should do is in reality let him see out his current contract, analyse how things have gone, and then decide or not whether to give him this new 3-year deal. Solskjaer has been in charge of Manchester United now for 30 months, which is over 2 years. The reason Solskjaer is still Manchester United manager is because he's a club legend. That's what's basically saved him. Disregarding him being a club legend, I can almost assure he would have been sacked now. Like I said to you, I do have my concerns about Ollie. My two biggest concerns about him, he hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager. And his decision-making concerns me because in a lot of his games at Man United, he's been tactically naive. There's also a lot of things that I've got to credit Solskjaer for. I think in some aspects he's brought consistency back because we have enjoyed good periods under him. I think Solskjaer has done a good job. I didn't expect him to do as well as he has done, so in that aspect I am shocked. You've got to say he's done well to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. Last season Solskjaer did quite well in a lot of aspects. Last season got us a second place finish. That wasn't an achievement, but there was progress made from Solskjaer's first full season. Last season went the entire season without losing away from home in the Premier League. That was a record. Last season he got us to the Europa League final. I know we didn't win it, but you still got to give him credit for getting us to the final. It was his first major final as Man United manager. Last season got us to the FA Cup quarter-final. He got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. Ollie did quite well in his first full season, guided us to 3 semi-finals and got us a 3rd place finish. I think he has made good signings as Manchester United manager so far. He's spent, almost £300 million? It'll be over 300 million when Sancho is official. Solskjaer's got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he's come in, which he knew he had to do. Like I said, we recently released 8 players. 6 of them were academy players. And I like the way Solskjaer has promoted the youth. So there you go. And Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. But he is our best manager since Ferguson. Not so long ago, Joe Glazer attended a fans forum. That was on the 4th of June. It was his first attendance in 15-16 years. But he has promised Manchester United supporters that Solskjaer will get the funds that are available. So he's going to get financial backing. Obviously, towards the end of last season, there was a lot of Manchester United fans that were protesting against the Glazers. The Glazers have been at Manchester United for around 16 years. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. They have put the club in so much debt. I hate the way the football club has been run now for a long time. Woodward, we know he's standing down. Is it at the end of the year? Because it got announced earlier on this year that he resigned as Manchester United vice chairman. And I presume all United fans were happy with the news regarding Woodward, because we've been very critical of him for a long time, reflecting how poor the recruitment's been and we've overpaid for players and that. Woodward has had a 16-year association with Manchester United. So who's going to be our new chairman to replace him? What? What? What?
Got my card. Certainly got it.
Oh, sure.
Don't fucking tell me what she's put inside it.
That's good.
30 quid.
That's good, isn't it?
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry about that, I was just talking to my dad, but yeah, like I said. But these players that have really improved at Manchester United, and there's good players in general, I think Dean Henderson, he's good now, did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. Was it back in February? We made him our number 1. There's actually rumours of Dean Henderson leaving the club. If we let Dean Henderson go, that would be a massive mistake. Because I think he's got a long-term future at Man United. Dean Henderson's now got that experience behind him. Don't forget he was on loan at Sheffield United for 2 seasons. He's also had other loan spells before, and before the start of last season, Dean Henderson signed a 6-year contract with Man United. So reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. Luke Shaw, he's really improved. Luke Shaw was our best player last season in a lot of games, but towards the end of last season, he looked off the pace for like 3 games in a row. Luke Shaw still remains our first choice left back, despite the arrival of Tellez last year. Shaw's had a good career at Man United despite his injuries. Shaw's been at the club for 7 years now. Harry Maguire, I think he's improved. He's had good games, he's had bad games. Obviously, he's out with injuries at the moment. He had ligament damage in his ankle towards the end of last season. Sustained the ankle injury in our 3-1 win against Aston Villa. He was a big miss towards the end of last season, though. We overpaid for Harry Maguire. Got him in a deal worth £80 million. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment and the second most expensive signing at the club. Eric Bailly, I think he's a very good centre-half, but my element of concern about Eric Bailly is too injury prone. So in that aspect, he is a liability. Towards the end of last season, Bailly signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. There's an option of a further year. Paid £30 million to him from Villarreal back in 2016. And Wan-Bissaka, I think he's improved. There was some games last season where he did show some good attacking intent and he got in some good positions and he put good crosses into the box, but he's got to show more in the attacking third of the pitch as Bissaka. But defensively, he's always been superb. And Wan-Bissaka has enjoyed 2 full seasons at Man United. And he's one of the best right-backs we've had since Gary Neville, if I'm going to be honest with you. We got Wan-Bissaka in a deal worth £50 million from Palace in the summer of 2019. Scott McTominay, he's a decent player. He's not yet on that level though where I want him to be at. The question is, can McTominay emulate that level where I want him to be at? Give him more time, still young, got a lot of development in him. Just after the first lockdown last year, McTominay signed a 5-year deal. So reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. Paul Pogba, been getting the best out of him in recent months. He does bring creativity to the team. I hope Paul Pogba stays for next season. I really, really do. Now, Pogba recently come out and said that he has more freedom with France than at Manchester United. Could PSG take Paul Pogba away from Man United? Kim Pembe recently come out and said that any club would welcome Paul Pogba, and Paul Pogba is refusing to rule out an exit from Man United. Now, Paul Pogba said not so long ago he wasn't in contract negotiations with Man United. The Sky Sports News said that Man United opened talks with Paul Pogba's representatives over a new contract. We fear losing Paul Pogba on a free transfer. We fear that he's running down his contract to leave on a free. Pogba's current contract expires next year because last season we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract. Solskjaer's come out and said he hopes Paul Pogba stays and signs a new deal. There was some games all last season where we put him in an advanced role. He's much better in an advanced role than he is in a deeper role. Pogba's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid $89 million for him. And he's endured 5 seasons at Man United since he rejoined. Mino Raiola, his agent, has obviously been desperate to get his client out of the football club. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes, he's very, very good as well. He's made the difference in this team. In a lot of games at Man United, Bruno Fernandes has been consistent, but there's also been quite a few games where he hasn't looked as consistent and he's looked off the pace, but we have overplayed Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes predominantly plays as a number 10. He's our best player and he's probably the best signing we've made since Ferguson retired. He won Player of the Year not so long ago, and he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Mason Greenwood, he's been an absolute revelation since he broke into our senior squad. He's got a long-term future at Man United. Edison Cavani, he's made a fantastic impact since he's come in, and I'm glad he's staying for next season because Fabrizio Romano said towards the end of last season that Cavani did sign a 1-year contract, and Marcus Rashford, he can be good when he wants to be, but he's also endured his bad periods, and I thought he was out of form towards the end of last season. To be honest with you, we've got to keep Marcus Rashford out on the left because that's where he's more effective. I'm not keen on him on the right, and I don't like him playing centrally, even though he has produced some good performances playing up top. So there you go. And the players I think should leave in this summer transfer window is Martial. As you all know, Man United are looking to sell him. Solskjaer's put him up for sale because he's fed up of his poor attitude. Duncan Castles says Martial's been offered to Real Madrid and a season-long loan with an option to buy is being proposed. We need to offload Juan Mata. We need to offload Donny van der Beek. Reports from Spain said yesterday that Van der Beek wants to make a move to Barcelona to end his Manchester United misery. Arsenal have also made contact with Man United over Van der Beek. We also need to offload Matic. We need to offload Jones. We need to offload De Gea, but we may not offload De Gea. We need to loan Brandon Williams out. We need to get rid of Delors permanently. We need to get rid of Andres Pereira permanently. We need to get rid of Lingard permanently. And I think we should consider offloading Tellez, because Tellez hardly plays for Man United. So yeah. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop me comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.